Hello once again, it's your boy Moon, and welcome back to the 5v5 Grand Arenas. And didn't record the first round just because me and Lickol were getting, so he's the guildmate that unlocked Jedi Knight Luke, and I thought he got some fantastic footage, was nice enough to sort of come out and hang out and give us his thoughts on the event. It looked an absolutely incredible one. Just a quick recap of the first one is, yeah, wasn't able to full clear, but I scored quite low as well. And I've kind of taken the decision to do these audios probably in retrospect, more so because sometimes I find myself getting very distracted when I think about out loud in battles. So in order to kind of try and minimize misplays as much as possible, don't worry, they will still happen, like here, honestly. The Shakti, I will explain myself for the Shakti and the Knights, because I think they're both valid ones. So Shakti there, I lost 6 battles against. Now, I went in with Treya, I went in with Nihilus, and I forgot to take in Scion, and it was just an absolute nightmare. Made the mistake of trying to take Rex out, and it just did not work. It left me in a horrible position. Was able to clear it up and chip away at it, and eventually get the clear. So that was a huge let off. Night Sisters I'll go through a little bit more in detail as well, because the bounty hunters are quite usually quite safe. But I did find I did lose that battle against Night Sisters with bounty hunters, so kind of go through that a little bit as well, and what I might do to rectify it. So just going through the opponent's squads here. 5.6, so bang on exact matchmaking in terms of GP. Definitely going for a Ray, and not too far away. Here I'm just checking his, I think this might even be, no, this is his sign. He's modded him for speed. And yeah, just having a look, see, because obviously I've got geos in the front. So also I will sort of make a note of, I haven't got Scion up to gear 13 yet. Everything's pretty much focus farmed straight and true for Kylo, and here I'm just showing the defense. And it's a little bit annoying because I know if I do want to get a Kylo, I need to 100% stick with it and just completely go at it. And a thought crossed my mind the other day. So if I get Kylo, chances are I'm going to be up against guys who've also got Kylo and Rey. And I was like, oh my God, this is never ending. So, but for the meantime, we will continue plodding along, doing what we can. Just a quick channel update as well. So I would firstly like this opportunity to say thank you all a huge amount for your support over the last however many years you've been watching me. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, you'll know what the deal is. The channel has grown quite a lot over the last month, more specifically, and it yeah, it's sort of at least 25% in size. Trying to do some more conceptual videos and things like that. So hopefully you've enjoyed it, and hopefully this new mic. So I got a mic, probably about, it's just a little lapel mic, and that probably arrived about a week ago. So hopefully you guys are, or the sound is better for you guys as well. Because I know it can be annoying, and thank you for putting up with it for so long as well. So wherever possible, I will be using this mic because it seems to turn out okay, and definitely makes it a little bit easier to hear as well. So yeah, here, good old favourite. I don't think they actually took a turn, in all honesty. I think they, again, I really like this team for like just control, and here I'm just trying to spike some turn meter and get rid of some. Didn't want Dengar to head off with his AoE at all, so I knew he was getting under stealth, so I kind of had to get through Bosk fairly quickly. Didn't have a stun ready, so kind of had to get through that fairly quick. And there we go. So that was a good one. That was 60 banners. So that was a nice one to start with. And it does feel like I've forgotten completely how to play 5v5 after so much 3v3. It is kind of nice to get back to this. So checking his spy, again, the mods are a little bit misleading when you see those like white mods or whatever. Again, it doesn't matter. It's the set that counts, really. So I've got to be a little bit careful, a little bit cautious here. I thought I don't want to, until I make some changes on Scion. After this Grand Arena, what I would like to do is put at least 2 mods and upgrade 2 mods because they're only 5.88% health. He recovers health as opposed to protection, so completely swapping out. I think I had about 2 protection primaries, which are actually, come to think of it, fairly useless. I don't mind putting SWGOH in here. Sometimes he can get a nice early kill, but there we go. So, but it just gives us a little bit more longevity. Isolate always on brute. I've learnt that the hard way, and decided not to do that AoE yet. Nihilus, I kind of want to put in a little bit of work. Had the opportunity a little bit of time ago to get him to gear 13, but I didn't really see the value in it, and I sort of don't mind it now with this Sith Triumph at least. I think I might have a look at where it overlaps, and obviously if nothing overlaps with the First Order farms, then 100% I'm going to be doing that. So I'm going to be looking at that a little bit more closely as well. What are the gear 13s I can get without affecting the Kylo farm anyway? Still a long way off, still at least maybe 2 months, 3 months maybe. It's a lot. There's 10 stun guns to go, let's put it that way. And I tend to get maybe one a week. So yeah, let's say at least 10 weeks, unless I'm sort of really, really going for it. But everything has gone into that. Just going back in, checking the feats. I know I've got a couple of undersized that I do need to do on this one. The feats, I think, have all been pretty reasonable so far. I don't think there's been any ridiculous ones. I think they've been accessible to everyone so far, so good chance for everyone to get extra banners and go making Kyber. Now this one, I know what I'm going to do here. There isn't a huge amount. I can sometimes go Padme, but then that does quite often pull out Yoda from the squad, so my one is I've just stacked it with protection as much as I can and damage as well. So that's why I like offense set in as opposed to a crit damage. Each and every time he's hitting and countering, he is hitting harder and he's not critting on his counters as well. So I know on the other side of that, with his big hits and things like that, crit damage would be better. But personally, I feel I don't really struggle with it in arena, even though I've got under relicked and under geared arc trooper, and everyone else is geared relic 2 or relic 3 maybe. So it doesn't seem to. I mean, the big engine here is Skywalker. He's got a relic 7.5s, but he actually modded him for offense, which isn't a bad idea, I guess, if you're keeping him for squad arena. But in terms of setting it for defense, it's not ideal. You just want him as tanky as possible. And yeah, I mean, this way it makes him a lot easier to get through if he isn't modded completely for like health and protection. And we've got our bonuses there, so it's not really going to hurt too much. Okay, Sky Guy gets back up again. Nice big damage there, nice crit. And yeah, his isn't particularly modded like hugely for protection. So I always find that more important than speed or offense is just that survivability. It really is so important. So yeah, getting through this now. Got to be a little bit careful with these counterattacks as well. Okay, he's got this taunt up. There we go. Nice big AoE. You want to take out Rex next and then Echo. Arc Trooper I'm not too worried about, but I would like to get him down before Sky Guy gets back up again. It's like ships in the night here, and the thinking here is obviously if he does target Rex, if he doesn't, then brilliant. I've got a big hit coming up, and which finishes it off there. So it's nice. 51, a little bit low on banners, but it's always going to be that way with Skywalker. Whenever you put him on defense and so if you keep him for offense, obviously you've got a chance of doing a solo for like 64. If not, it's a little bit annoying. So I'll just pause it here for a second. And so this is where I jump back in, and I managed to catch actually where he was up to exactly the same spot. And he actually managed to lose a battle versus First Order. Not quite. That'll be interesting because First Order, I've got not a bad First Order team at the moment. And so having a look at it, that's the First Order team at the moment. I stuck Hux in there. That First Order Executioner doing absolute work. Was pretty clean down south as well. But then left that fairly open. and sees Malevolent, so there wasn't any action for a long time, and I'll update the scorecard right at the end anyway. So yeah, now I've got the decision. I've got quite a lot left on offense. I've got Rebels there. I've got First Order. So in terms of what I want to do, so I've got Darth Revan, and I've got Padme, and I've got Jedi Knight Revan. If I was really pushing for banners, I would go for Jedi Knight Revan. I really need to get Basti. Bastila Shan is gear 11 at the moment, and Hermit Yoda is gear 11. They both need a couple of gear levels, in all honesty. The thinking with this one is, if I can get Magna Guard down to below half health, or anyone below half health, that death mark is going to apply, and I can get rid of General Grievous. So with Fear on, I don't really want to do too many AoEs here. I want to make the most of it. So now it ticks over on Fear, and we've only got B2 under Fear, but I try and get yeah, seriously. That's kind of a little bit annoying when it comes to a gear 11 or 12 Magna Guard. He tends to die off fairly easily. Grievous there, life drain. Grievous is always obviously modded for extreme health, 0 protection, so a life drain there will almost certainly get him into the death mark stage. So it's not a hard battle, but again, it's not great for banners, and the reason being is B1 is always going to be an issue when it comes to AoEs. So you're never going to have someone on full banners basically, except Malak actually. 55 banners on that one. Again, a little bit shy, but it was a guaranteed way through, and it meant that I could keep Jedi Knight Revan elsewhere. Now, these I wanted to try again, and Bounty Hunters. So I really struggle with the 5th slot here. And what I mean by the 5th slot is I could take in Cad Bane, which I never will. Greedo doesn't do too bad because of his thermal, so it's good healing. Just having a look at how much health and protection's on that Kylo, because I had a thought that actually I may be able to take it down with Bounty Hunters, but decided on the Night Sisters, and whether it's Zam or whether it's I really need like another bounty hunter, and I need to get up like Grief. That would be ideal, but it's a long way away, let's put it that way. So that 5th slot remains an issue for the moment. Thought I might go, I can't remember whether that does or doesn't go through Foresight. I'm sure that goes through Foresight, so it may have been a legit dodge. I really don't know. Made a mistake there again. Always forget that Asajj is going to clear whatever it is that we've got up. So again, that was a little bit of a misplay there. And really I'm stuck behind, so now it's 4 versus 5. So don't have a taunt on, so I thought I'm going to get rid of some health. Asajj can be a little bit of a nightmare at times. Okay, so in terms of stuns, I do want to get rid of Mother Talzin first. She's not going to come back, so that's fine. And try and get a big hit on Spirit. Not enough, unfortunately. I would like to have a Boba Fett at 12, in all honesty, but I know that's being very ambitious. Second one here at the moment. Try and get through Asajj, but not enough. She heals up straight away, which is always annoying. Boba just doesn't hit hard enough. I mean, Django is absolutely fantastic, so try for a big hit here. Another dodge. Both of those actually dodge because it hits another person as well, so zombie dodge that one. And he gets hit by stun lock, so that's annoying. So a bit of healing here. And yeah, going into this, I was like, I'm half tempted. So where they've got... I'm kind of half tempted to run First Order and Wat Tambor. But I know that Bounty Hunters is the better way through it, as in the cheaper way, because I'd rather keep First Order. Because of their mechanic, I would rather keep First Order on defense if I can. So maybe I might just need a little bit of work on Bounty Hunters, maybe Dengar and the 5th one. But Wat and First Order are pretty good anyway, so I might just play around with it. And there was a rule. I do like sticking droid what in with General Grievous and the droids, and then keeping what's his name, Droidica in with the scoundrels, in with the nuke team. I think that works absolutely fantastically in there. So ideally I can keep Wat Tambor for defense in with that General Grievous team, because it really does take a much harder counter. And the rest is sort of just a formality here. It's just getting rid and getting through them, but also looking after banners after losing Zam so quickly as well. So trying to be a little bit more cautious with these as well, checking the banners, making sure it's all right. 88,000. I might also try and increase Django's damage a little bit. Or instead of that, what I might try and do is actually increase his tenacity possibly, because if he gets stunned, it's an absolute nightmare. So try, and that's what happened in that first round, was he just got stun lock. So that's kind of the issue. So here we're only 7 banners ahead, and I'm starting to think, wow, this guy is playing incredibly efficiency, which actually he did, in all honesty, with the battles that he did. So even though he's lost one at this stage, he's had 7 banners between us. With this one here, I know that I do like Jedi as a incredibly hard counter. If I can get against rebels, if I can get rid of, what's his name now, Chewbacca, my apologies, last few days I've been feeling a little bit under the weather, and so I do want to get that undersized feat as well. So I think 4 is fine. It's got Stormtrooper Han in there as well, so it's not like C-3PO where I would probably take 5. Just checking there's no action. And I can also take Padme in here as well. I mean, both is fine in all honesty, but it's just in terms of banners, I want to undersize it, and B, I want to kind of, just out of good practice as well, just keep as many banners as possible, because these sort of first rounds are basically like warm-ups really. As the tournament goes on, we'll face better and better opponents, like more than likely. So 4 here is nice, and that's also another decision into why I chose Sith Empire versus the other one. I know with Sith Empire I could have got 2, maybe 3, like Darth Revan, Basti and HK very, very easily, but it leaves me short against Jedi Knight Revan possibly. Not guaranteed to go through by any stretch of the imagination. I've had it a lot of times. I have actually increased, and I've got a tenacity cross and quite a big number of tenacity now on Jolee. What I had it during a territory war where all the other Jedi had gone, and he just got stun locked by General Grievous. So I learnt my mistake the hard way on that one. So now I run a tenacity cross on Jolee. So now he very, very rarely, if ever, gets stunned by General Grievous. Also, I don't want to do a huge amount of AoEs here because of counterattack. So I kind of want to focus down just single target and try and avoid as many, whether it be via foresight. That's a nice big hit, 100,000 from Yoda. Kind of don't want to proc any big damage there at all. And just a single attack here. So yeah, a little bit odd. Don't really see rebels on defense a huge amount, but don't really like them. Thought I could take out with an AoE here, and that's hence the decision making. Just a little bit shy, so probably lost some protection there. Or the protection banner from Jedi Knight Revan. Try and call in a few out of turn just in case, but he has got protection, bonus protection on him, so 61, yeah, all 4 got full health and full protection, and that's okay. So 61 is as good as we get, and we get the undersized win. And usually, okay, we got some more action there, and that was ships. And nothing down south. So we've now got First Order to deal with. Padme, I think, is fine. We've got Padme and Rebels, and I chose Padme because I feel that's technically a little bit easier. I was checking Kylo Ren's health a little bit earlier to see whether it's going to go through. I think both work fine, in all honesty. And just in terms of, it's a good opportunity for me to sort of get that undersized win as well. So try and take the taunt off. They've all got advantage here. So that's a little bit annoying. Do not want General Anakin staying under stun at all. That was a nice big hit. Let's get rid of that taunt as well. Next, kind of want to get through Hux as well. So Hux is up next. And nice big hit there. Gets rid of Kylo Ren's counter. There we go. Not a huge amount of deep status effects being inflicted there. So nice and easy 60. So yeah, and also trying to make the Grand Arena videos a little bit shorter for you. So I find that this is probably easier rather than 30, 35, 40 minutes. It makes it quicker into about 20, 25 minutes. So again, it's a little bit easier for both parties, I think involved. Malevolence now, yeah, this is still no action on that one. I'm fully expecting him to full clear. And I've worked it out that technically he's like not too many banners behind at the moment. But I've put myself in a decent position. It's going to be Negotiator. It's going to be the normal lineup. I do want to go Ahsoka just for damage and then bring in, what's his name, 5s for target lock. DPS is the name of the game here. Half tempted to put in, what's his name? Han and Chewie's Falcon to give the foresight and a little bit extra DPS. But Vulture Droid here was only level 1, so nice. That makes it nice and easy. Whether it's level 1 or 85, it usually dies on that first turn anyway. Got a couple of target locks out there as well. Perfect. So now when we come to bring in 5s, it's going to be sort of nice and easy. That does cleanse it though. So he's cleansed, gained a stack of charge. I want to get rid of that buzz droid, or the 3 buzz droids rather, on me. On Ahsoka, I'm going to bring in, I'm stuck behind that taunt anyway. I've got target lock on Sunfac, so I'll bring him in. And I much prefer this matchup rather than a Negotiator as well, like a mirror match. The guy had very good ships. He runs about 40th in Arena. So yeah, give me that all day long. And yeah, hopefully your Grand Arenas have been going well as well. Going into the 3rd round, feeling pretty good. A lot to still work on in terms of efficiency, and fairly happy with the defense. I don't know how much I like Jedi training Rey on defense. I really don't know. I just kind of like going a little bit more offense heavy. This isn't a bad play actually in terms of defense, having Han on as a reinforcement, simply because you just cannot target him when those Vulture droids are up, and they do come back quickly. So it is a race against time and DPS with this. So yeah, I do quite like having that as an option. It does make it harder to get through, legit. And there we go. So that ended that one, and I will update now with the final scores. And that's how it ended. So we didn't have any action on these back 2. I do like hiding these 2 in the back. Just don't know whether I like Jedi training Rey up there. Scoundrels I don't mind, but they also need work. I feel that there's a lot of holes in the roster at the moment, so it's just about filling in the gaps and going on as we go. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. My name's Moon if you're new around here, and if you have enjoyed, hit that like, hit that subscribe to see more as well. As I said, thank you to everyone for the ongoing support. A huge month for the channel as well, and you guys are one of the best communities out there with all your support and putting up with everything over the last couple of years. So fingers crossed we can go on, and if you have any video ideas as well that you want me to cover, let me know, or any guides or anything in the journey guide as well, let me know, and I'll try and get those done for you as well. Cheers guys, have a nice evening.